Yeah, it sounds exciting, sounds promising, but when you use your brain correctly, you've got to think about these things, right? You've got to imagine they've spent millions, if not billions, if not trillions, on the lie, right? And you think they're going to allow a couple of flat earthers to go down there, record it properly, where everything's done above board, and return back to the mainland safely? That's never going to happen. You know, I mean...
But based on what do you believe that?
Well, based on the fact that they've lied to us for this entire time, right? Based on the fact
that's your opinion.
No, what I'm saying is the previous attempts at 24-hour sun has failed. They've edited, manipulated, cut, all that kind of nonsense. And when we look
at that 5-day one, you ever seen that? Did you think that was manipulated and edited and cut?
Which one? I don't know.
It goes for 5 days continuously.
No, that only happens in the Arctic up north. But what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, there's just no way. With all the that was what I was going to say. Yeah, the webcams. We've looked at the webcams down there, right? Because they have live streams or something down there, and they're not 24-hour. They cut the camera, they cut the edit. So there's just no way that they're going to allow people to go down there, and they're going to. I'm trying to think what they're going to do. You know, whether it be clouds.
Why would they? They literally go all the time. So if they didn't even tell them that they were going to do this, then they would just go and do it anyway. Like, no one's going to stop them. Like, this guy's making a deal out of it because he wants to create interest in it. But they do these trips multiple times a year. The trip is going whether they go on it or not. Like, they haven't created the trip for these guys. The trip is happening. These guys are just going on the trip that's already happening.
I know that, but what I'm saying, nobody goes down there with the purpose of, like, documenting the 24-hour sun. They just go down there because it's a trip, you know, like a holiday or something. But purposely going down there to record a 24-hour sun, there's just no way they would allow that. I mean, come on, think about it. Like, if the Earth is flat, like, why would they allow that to happen?
Because the Earth ain't flat.
Well, all the evidence supports that the Earth is flat. I mean,
it doesn't. And again, so if it is, then why doesn't someone just go on their own and not tell anyone? You've like, because you guys used to always say you can't go, right? You're not allowed past this parallel and all this, and now you all accept you can go. So why doesn't a couple of flat earthers just not reveal who they are, book a trip, go and prove it?
Because you can't just do that. You've got to go through.
This is literally what he's done.
No, but what I'm saying is the paperwork you have to go through. So the hoops you have to jump through to get there in the first place. Because flat earthers have tried. They've looked at they've called them up. They've looked at what forms you need. And
did you watch Jeren? Did you watch Jerenism? Did you ever watch Jerenism?
Yeah.
Did you watch him when he had Will Duffy on there and they was talking about the paperwork?
Yeah.
It didn't sound that complicated to me.
Well, if it weren't that complicated, they would have had, you know, they would have had people already booked. They've got a deposit down, but that's just for one Glober. And like I said, the paperwork that he had to go through wasn't just simple as writing your name down.
Well, he wasn't making a big deal out of it. He just said, this is what it was. They needed a bit of information.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, they've tried to show this before. They've failed. It's just crazy how you think, like, they're going to just let people go down there. Something's going to go wrong. This is
they always go. This is what I don't understand what you're saying from your belief, right? You believe what you believe, and you believe this is impossible, and there's no way they would let their cat out of the bag. There's no way. But these trips happen all the time. So they're not going to say to people before they book this trip, "Are you a flat earther, by the way? We're not going to let you go unless if you're a flat earther because you might film this."
No, but the people go. Yeah, but no, it's not just people that go. The people that usually go are going for some kind of scientific reason, right? They're going there for like some kind of exploration, or there's a reason behind it. People don't just get up and just go down there and spend time looking at 24-hour sun. That's what
They
we're
might
going to do.
notice it's there for 24 hours. Oh, the sun's still there. Oh, 24 hours later, oh, the sun's still there.
There's never like a document of a midnight sun. Like, in Norway, you get the midnight sun. Sweden, midnight sun.
Yeah, I understand.
In the north, it's documented like just a normal occurrence. People go down there for the midnight sun. But when it comes to Antarctica, you don't see that.
So you say, but there's loads of videos of it. You just say no, you don't believe none of them. So regardless of any of
Now,
that,
there might be light, 24-hour light, because
yeah,
of
I get that. Yes,
get
the coffee cup bollocks. Yeah,
the caustic lights. So that might be light, but in terms of the sun.
So where is the sun for that? By the way, when that happens, where is the sun? I thought the sun was inside your dome.
It just goes around as usual, yeah. So
the only way they can create that pattern is if the sun is outside of the dome from a distance, shining in at angles. That's the only way.
That's the thing. We don't know where the sun actually is, right? If it's inside or outside, nobody knows where.
But you need to keep moving it for every phenomenon that we witness. You move it in and out all the time to explain different things. Where is it? Is it in or out? Shake it all about.
Well, that's the thing. We don't have a model. So because there's no model, and the thing is, what I want to know is like, yeah, you believe you're on a ball now, not because of 24-hour sun, but there's no 24-hour sun. How are you going to explain all the phenomena like ships going over the horizon?
If there's no 24-hour sun, then I don't. But then they've lied to me, and my whole worldview is wrong, and I probably would be disbelieving of everything I ever heard.
Yeah, but the questions that we're asked now are still going to remain. Like, how does this work on a flat Earth? So how are globers going to explain phenomena?
To be honest with you, I've not seen a glober, right, as you would call them, that said anything other than if this doesn't happen, then I'm fucking wrong. Like, nobody would need to have these conversations because everyone would just concede the point and say, this isn't what the globe says. This is clearly not a globe. So everything else is irrelevant.
I don't think it's going to be like that. There's still going to be questions of how does this work on a flat Earth.
I'm not seeing anybody that's that's doubling down and saying that.
No, I'm not asking that. I'm saying now we're asked questions about how the sun works. How does things disappear? Why doesn't... That's still going to be a question, right? Why doesn't the sun get smaller on a flat Earth? That's still going to be a question, yeah?
Yeah, but it's not going to be because it's going to be 24 hours sun. This is why this is such a hard conversation for me to have, because to me, the only thing that makes sense because of everything you're saying is that we're on a globe.
Yeah, but that's
so if we're not on a globe, I won't be able to explain any of that. But the fact that we are on a globe means we won't need to explain any of that. That's the way I'm thinking, right?
Well, 6 months away. I can't, like I said, for me...
At least you said you would concede. Did you mean that?
Well, when I say I concede, what I mean is it would be evidence for a globe. Because right now, there's no evidence for the globe. Absolutely zero.
But there wouldn't be any flat model that could make that sun stay there.
No, I agree, yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, it's my phone. 1 second.
Right. I don't know. I've not been reading the comments. Is the sun flat too and the moon? Yeah, see, comments, questions like that, they just hate. I understand what you're saying, but they don't ever. They always say the things in the sky don't tell us the shape of the thing we're standing on. If you're in a room and you look at the lights, that doesn't tell you the shape of the floor. They always say things like this. It's kind of pointless. But I understand what you're saying. If you're new to this topic, are you? What's your name, by the way? Is it Kim? KM? Don't know. Yeah, you'll have to ask him these questions. I don't like to get off topic on this thing. This is the thing. This is what I want to talk about. Like all of the things you're saying, Estevan there. I've had these conversations for years and years, and they bore me senseless, to be honest, because there's just a stalemate. It's just, no, it's not. Well, and let's go through the same conversation over and over again. But this thing is to me 100% proof one way or the other. This thing they're going to observe, because there can't possibly be a midnight sun in the sky going round and round your head on any flat model. So they would have to concede, and they're desperately making up reasons why it could possibly happen, or they're saying like what Gas is saying, that the trip definitely won't happen, and things like that. But to go down all of the whys and this and that, like they're just conversations that are had all the time.
All right, sorry about that.
It's all right, mate.
Yeah, I mean, there is lots. I mean, there's lots to talk about, but it's more of. I think the reason why the flat earthers are not on board is because it's like we know in our minds they wouldn't allow this to happen, right? They wouldn't allow this to just come out so easily.
Gas, what are you going to say when they do allow it and it's a 24-hour sun and Whitsit is standing there admitting it on a video?
Well, like I said, I would say that is the first piece of evidence that we've gathered to support the idea that the Earth could be a ball. Because
Come on, it completely matches the globe. You'd have to concede that, right? You would have to. Like, you can't say, well, okay, this works a bit against us, but what about this?
No, because in my position is there's no evidence for the globe. So right now,
this would be evidence for the globe.
This would be a piece of evidence, right? The first piece.
Massive evidence.
But remember, you would need a body of evidence, right?
It can't be flat. If you've got a 24-hour sun in the northern summer at the North Pole, which you all accept, and then if you've got a 24-hour sun in the South Pole in the south summer that you don't accept, if you see that, then that is got to be a three-dimensional object, a spherical object, and a sun that we go around.
Well, no, because that's never been the case, even for the ballers anyway, right? In order to believe the ball, you guys say we've got thousands of pieces of evidence, we've got this body of evidence, we've got all this evidence, the whole because when we would say, if I ask the question, what's your number one piece of evidence that the Earth is a globe? You would say it's not just one piece. You would say it's lots of different pieces, right? Like the sun and the boats and space and pictures and all these types of things. You deny
every single one of them. The 2 points of rotation in the sky going opposite directions, to me, is the number one piece of evidence, because it couldn't possibly happen on a flat plane.
Yeah, but that's easily explained with a personal dome.
No,
right?
Yeah, but that's drivel, and you know it. If my answer to you was a personal dome for anything, you would laugh your bollocks off at me.
We do laugh. When you say gravity, we laugh because it's not a force. It's a magical made up. No, but the personal dome, all it means is that you have like like a circle around you, a dome around you, not a physical dome, but just of how far
I
you
understand
can see.
The concept. I've watched the crap that they tell with this personal dome, but how would that make something rotate how would that make different stars rotate in a different direction on a flat? And why doesn't it work in the north then? Well, that's the north, exactly what you do see, but to go to the south, then you need a personal dome for that one.
The thing is, though, it's not actually rotating in a different direction. All the stars go around the North Star east to west, all of them. All go around the flat plane in one direction. So when you're looking at these southern stars, that's like an illusion. It's not actually happening. Right?
An illusion.
Yeah, but again, because of the way we look through the atmosphere, the lensing, it's not actually happening because all the stars go around the northern star east to west, all of them.
Yeah. So you say, hold on a minute, I've got another person requesting here.
And the only way to verify that this southern point exists would be to have 3 observers in South America, South Africa, and Australia looking at the same point at the same time.
Did you see when Globeamer Globeface did that observation on TikTok from 3 different people looking at the Southern Cross at the same time?
Yeah, he did 2, and he didn't use a normal compass.
Oh, you don't accept it? All right, okay. What a shot.
Yeah, because I told him to do 3, and he did 2.
How you doing, guys?
Hello, mate.
Hey, that wasn't accepted, but I wanted to go back real quick to that personal dome.
Yes.
What blocks the light from? Because we don't see out our eyes. Our eyes are receivers. We receive the light, and that's how we get images. We're not looking out of our eyes. So what is stopping light from coming in through that personal dome?
So it's not this light. It's not that. All it is your perspective of how far you can see. So let me give you an example. Look, I'll show you.
You're missing the point, though. Light.
Then I'm going to show you. Look, I'm going to put my camera on. I'm going to show you what I mean. 1 second. Okay, here we go. Okay, so look, for the observer can only see this far. That's what we mean by the personal dome. So each person can only see like this far and that far and that far, right?
That's nice, but what I'm asking you is, what is stopping the light from outside of that reaching your eyes? Because we don't see out our eyes. What we do is we receive information through our eyes. They're receivers, and then we turn that information into an image. So what is stopping the light from reaching us?
Well, the horizon, let me show you another image. Because the horizon ramps up, as I've told you before, and the sky drops down, that's what blocks.
So the personal dome cares about that stuff.
Yes, that's the end of your personal dome at this point.
So, okay, again, what stops light from coming into our eyes? If it's just a personal dome, it's not real. It's just personal to everybody. What stops light from coming through it? Because it's coming to everybody. 8 billion people, you know, and some of us don't have sight. I get that. But 8 billion people, and they all get light. What personally happens that stops light from reaching your eyes?
Well, I've just told you, you get blocked by the perspective because you can only see so far. The ground converges with the sky. That's how you get the horizon. Okay, and you can't see beyond that point. That's the end of your dome.
So the light is stops there for no reason. This is your personal dome.
Show you the light. Therefore, the light. I can show you the light just stopping.
It's the same as the light from the sun just randomly stops at certain points.
Stops.
That does happen in reality. Yeah, the light does just stop.
It doesn't.
Yes, it does. I've got a video. I'm going to show you right now.
I don't care what videos you've got. It's true.
Oh, here we go. Look. Here we go. This is what it looks like in Alaska, right?
Here's our balcony. It's about 10 o'clock.
You've got nighttime on one side with the moon. And then he looks to the left. Can you see where the light just stops? And then the light just stops at that part there. Doesn't reach any further.
Look at the comments. It's so ridiculous. Ain't got a resolution. All the stuff that has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, but what you think happens doesn't happen. So you say the light should go on and on and on.
No. I'm asking you. It doesn't have to be every light. I'm asking you what prevents light from coming into your personal dome, because you're just like, this is a personal dome. I'm sure you don't have a distance for it. You don't have a distance for the personal dome, right?
It's different for everybody, different heights, things like that.
Why?
Yeah, it's different for everybody because it's
personal to you. It's how far you can see.
Can I choose? I want to say 6,000 miles in my one.
Yeah, so, but if you can see 1,000 miles, that would be your personal dome, right? How's that difficult?
Because it's drivel, and you know it is. Like
and I can
drivel. You can only see so far. Light travels so far.
So you're telling me to a personal dome.
So you're telling me and you are sitting there. We both have 20/20 vision. We both have the same acuity and everything, right? Everything's good. We have a good vision. And I tell you that I see something that you don't, and you're like, well, I don't see it. And I'm like, well, it's because my personal dome is bigger than your personal dome.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense to you?
What do you mean? If you're standing next to each other?
It doesn't matter. It's personal. You cannot convince me that I don't see further than you because it's personal. Even though we go to the doctor and they say, hey, you both have 20/20 vision.
Yeah, but when does that happen?
It don't, because it's bullshit. There is no personal dome.
You're talking about if I'm standing next to you, you're going to see what I see.
Hold on a sec, I'll be right back.
Yes, because it's not a personal dome.
But if I'm taller than you, you will not see what I see.
Yes, and so why does the personal dome extend just because you're taller?
Because you can see further, you can see more.
Only if what's blocking you is an obstruction. If there's nothing blocking us, you being taller would not change anything.
Perspective will stop you. Things get smaller, so you can't see forever.
But the higher you are, the further
Things
away
still
you are
get,
from.
yeah, but things still get
Listen,
smaller.
This
the
is what
higher you are, the further that thing that's on the ground is from you. So the
Yeah, but it
person
will
that's
be
shorter would
smaller though,
actually
right?
no, it would be bigger to the person that's shorter because it would be closer to them than the person that's
Yeah, but
taller
if you
it's
go
on the ground.
higher, you're going further away from it. Yes.
Yes. So why is
So
it
it'll
getting
be smaller.
why are people that are taller seeing something that's on the ground easier than somebody who's closer to it because they are on the ground?
What? When does
You're
that happen?
close. If something's on the ground and you're 4
Give me a
feet away from the
demonstration of
ground,
what you're on about.
you
I don't
are
know what you're on
closer.
about.
You are closer than somebody who's 6 feet.
What? Do you have a demonstration or just you got babble?
He doesn't
No,
have a
man,
demonstration because this is all bollocks.
No, I have the demonstrations. You only have babble.
Yeah. I don't have to demonstrate that. I'm sure like
What are you talking
a
about,
normal
though?
person could understand exactly what I'm saying. If I'm further away from something, it's further away from me. If I'm
Hold on
closer,
a second. Hold on.
it's closer.
Kayvon, hold on a second. Mr. One's requesting to come up. Mr. One, are you a flat earther or not? What I don't want is a pile onto gas pressure. I just want it to keep it kind of like a conversation because I'm probably I'm recording it, so I'll probably stick it out on a podcast anyway. So I don't want a load of people talking over each other. So if you've got anything specifically you want to say, jump up for a minute or whatever. Or are you just want to attack gas pressure? Yeah, who for though? Who have you got?
I don't mind. Bring them on. It's okay. I'm calm.
No,
anyway.
but I want it to be understandable. I don't want just loads of voices just go, yeah, what about this? What about this? And also, I want to kind of, Kayvon, can I just ask you a question? Talking about this, right? So I've said that if this proves, if the sun isn't in the sky for 24 hours, it goes away, sets, whatever, then I will openly say, come on here and say, I've been lied to. This is bullshit. I can't fucking believe how gullible I've been. This is not true. What about you? What will you say?
100%. It would change everything. You know, the flat Earth map don't make sense, so I would still be like, well, that's not it. But this is crazy now. This just doesn't make sense.
You see, Cast, he's saying there's still a lot of questions that would still need answering.
No. What I'm
He's
saying,
saying
I could
he would
destroy the flat Earth map without any of that.
But you'd be a flat earther if there's no 24-hour sun.
No, I would. Yeah, sure. I
Exactly.
would, sure, because you guys are the ones with the extra information that we would not have now, right? Because now,
Yeah, but you're asking me these questions about the personal dome, about how you see things, that they would still stand. How would you explain
that doesn't
it?
stand. That doesn't stand in any planet.
So how
That
would you
personal
explain?
dome. That
Okay,
personal
then, so
dome
how-
thing you just pulled out your ass.
What he's saying, Kayvon, because we had I don't know if you was in the room, but we had the conversation before. What he's saying is, if the sun sets on the final experiment, which people are saying it's not an experiment, it's an observation, doesn't matter what you want to call it, right? It's a ridiculous argument. But he's saying if the sun does go away and it's not up there for 24 hours, we would still have to, even though we would say, okay, so the globe's alive, we would still have to explain why the sun doesn't get smaller as it moves away and all of the other stuff that people say.
Correct, but I'll just concede. I wouldn't even care. I'll be like, you know what?
That's exactly what I said. Yeah,
you know
exactly what I
It's
said.
flat.
You
know
would
what?
just concede you wouldn't even care. All the energy
No,
you're
I'll be
putting
like- I'll be
into
like-
it right now, you're telling
Because
me
he
you
would
wouldn't care.
No, Gas. It's
I
because
would just-
he knows he would be wrong. So this is the difference. This
I'm
is
wrong.
what I'm finding.
I would have
Yeah,
to relearn
exactly.
everything.
This is the difference I'm finding. I can't find flat earthers to just say, if this happens, then fuck, we were wrong and we look like right dicks. Like no one will
Because-
say that.
Because we've
Because you're in a cult.
No,
That's
it's because we've explored too much. There's too much.
You haven't. You
There's too
haven't
much-
explored anything. You've just
there's
watched
too much
some videos and
exploration that
declared
has
yourself better than
happened.
all of physics.
Too much discovery that has happened for a lot of flat earthers to
No
be like,
discovery.
yeah, we've discovered that there's no curvature, no rotation. We've discovered that space
but
doesn't
you
exist.
guys do things like if I say, hey, I took a flight from Chile to Sydney, Australia, you guys are like, prove that that's the flight you took.
Yeah, exactly.
Prove that that's the way you went. Like there's
Won't
nothing to prove
accept
anything to you
anything.
guys. Like that flight don't exist to you guys. Even though you can buy it, you can get on the plane, you can go. You're like, no, if you go over there, it's gonna get canceled.
For me, this is not the final experiment. The final
What
experiment.
would be the final experiment for you,
The
guys?
final experiment would be us getting control of a rocket, amateur rocket.
You would say the window was a TV screen and it was not real.
No, I'm saying the same kind of like parameters, flat earthers, globe earthers, everyone, involved, and, it was open and transparent, things like that. A rocket to see, because we've never had that, a rocket with a camera on, going straight up, to see if it hits the dome, if there's a space.
Okay, so you rather rely on a human and not on the sun. You're gonna rely on, hey, I hope they don't edit this film. I hope this is actual 24 hours, not that they recorded prior of 24 hours and now they're just showing us Hollywood stuff. Because that's what's gonna happen. You guys are gonna say, oh, that was in a studio, that was pre-recorded. All right, but the sun thing, we're talking about everybody takes their own camera. Whoever wants to go goes, and we're just gonna look at something that happens, whether humans even live here or not. The sun does what it does.
Yeah, but as you've heard, people can say things like, "We don't know what the sun is. We don't know how it works."
Sure. We don't know what the sun is. Okay.
We don't know how it works.
We use it in so many ways. We rely on the sun in so many ways, on its locations and everything like that. Especially now with the solar panels and everything, But we don't know anything about it. We just know how to use it.
There are various experiments that people will deem as the final experiment. Some people will want a physical measurement. Some people will want to see the ball in its entirety.
But you guys say everything was Hollywood, but now you're saying you're going to
that's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Put a camera on.
Listen to what I'm saying. When you guys do it, it's like a Hollywood production. When we do it in an amateur way, like what Will's doing, where he's getting everyone involved and it's on the ground and it's us, then it's transparent.
Okay, but this exactly. This recording in Antarctica is going to be all amateurs. There's not going to be there's not going to be a director over there.
Yeah, so that's going to help. That will convince a lot of people on either side, right?
Just not you.
Gas. Yeah, exactly. So, this, as I've explained to you before, this is a trip that's going to happen whether the final experiment, observation, whatever you want to call it, happens, whether they go or not, the trip is still going. These trips go multiple times a year. So if they wanted to hide this, did you not think that if it was such a big secret, they were so scared about getting the cat out of the bag, they would just say, let's not do trips to Antarctica because a flat earther might sneak onto one of these trips and see that the sun sets? Do you not think they might have covered that in their head?
No, you're missing. Because look, in order to go down to Antarctica and get equipment, you've got to go through certain hoops. So what has happened now hasn't happened before.
I've spoken to Will. Will was on my podcast and he said it was unbelievably easy to book this trip.
Of course it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what you say looks like way, but it hasn't happened before. It hasn't happened before in 10 years, right? This is the first time something like this is happening.
Okay, but this is the problem. There's people gonna go, right? They're going with equipment. That's one thing. So you guys are just talking about the treaty all the time. They're going with equipment. They're going past the 60th parallel.
Yeah, exactly.
There's not going to be. There's not going to be security.
1 year ago, flat earthers would just tell me you can't go past the 60 if you're deluded if you think that.
Yeah,
and
that's why.
So
you've got to remember.
Hold on, guys. So they're going to fly over the 60th parallel. They're going to make it onto this continent, and they're going to record a 24-hour sun. That's three things, and there's not going to be security there unaliving you because you showed up. There's 4 things that are going to be disproven from the flat Earth in one experiment.
Yeah.
Right, hold on a second. I know this person, so I'm going to bring up Stingray. Stingray, hello, mate. Can you just do me a favor? Can you make sure that when we speak, we're respectful, we don't just talk over each other, and then I don't mind having a full house if it all goes well. But just for now, can we make sure that if someone's speaking, we just let them speak? Cheers. Welcome to the live, anyway.
Yeah, I actually just came up for like 2 sentences.
Okay.
If that's all right. I am vehemently against the idea of flat Earth. It shows a very weird delusion. But on this subject, you're asking people that don't believe in a place to go and visit that place. And I'd say you need to find an equivalence, right? So the equivalence would be this, and I'm sorry, it's more than a few sentences. The equivalence is you believe absolutely that at the North Pole, you cannot enter hollow Earth. You also believe that if you were to go up there and try there'd be something wrong. But I'm going to invite you there to show you that it doesn't exist. Now, that's not invalidating your belief. That's me saying, hey, test your belief with your life. That's not something that anybody's going to do that absolutely believes that's the case and is embroiled in conspiracies anyway.
What do you mean with your life?
So maybe not Gas, because he's, he's not a typical flat earther, but other flat earthers that believe that you cannot go there and that it would be inherently dangerous for someone to go there. Take this experiment out the window. They will not try to go to Antarctica because they absolutely believe that you cannot and that bad things will happen if you do. And now you've got people coming along saying, hey, we'll book the tickets for you. Roll the dice.
But Stingray, if there was a company that did trips to see the hollow Earth in the North Pole, and they've been doing the trips for years, that invalidates what you just said.
Not really. That you're still left with the. I mean, take Antarctica. There's 3 tour companies, 2 predominantly, but there is another one that operates. They charter Qantas flights from Australia. They tour the Antarctic continent, not the ice shelves. They take you to mountain ranges in a 787 Dreamliner while sipping champagne. You can there's videos on YouTube of this happening. There's videos of SpaceX flights going up continuous. You've got a group of people that still don't believe this with this amount of apparent evidence, and they still believe that there's inherent danger in going to Antarctica. So you're asking, I don't want to seem derogatory to flat Earth, but you're asking a person that is psychologically inclined to believe the worst and in major conspiracies to test one of those conspiracies, what might well be with their well-being.
But Stingray, why have they always said then that? I'm not asking any flat earthers that just follow this shit to go, right? I understand that they're massively paranoid and everything's going to unalive them, as you've got to say on here, right? But people like Weiss, people like Whitsitt, people like Jeran, and all these people for years have been saying, I would go, but I can't afford to go. I would definitely go, and I would go do it myself. And Whitsitt has even said, I was planning to go this December anyway to do this. So if someone wants to pay for it for me, brilliant. And now that it's getting paid for them, they're like, actually, I feel like I'm in imminent danger. I'm not going. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't grandstand about it then.
No, I know what you're saying, but there's so Whitsitt is inherently on multiple occasions. I've spoken to Whitsitt many a time. He's a dishonest person. He told me in 2023 he'd have a working flat Earth model that would predict everything that my geometric models do. He told me the same thing at some point earlier this year, and it's going to be ready for the end of this year. I think he's done it 4 years on a trot. These are not trustworthy people, and they're not, they'll say something whimsical like that and almost believe it themselves because they believe in the scarcity of things that have evidence over the multitude that does, because they focus on what they want to believe and confirmation bias. So it doesn't matter that Whitsitt, any flat Earth, I mean, a few of them I don't actually think are flat Earthers, but it doesn't matter that someone says, oh, I would go if I had the money, because they're betting against never having the chance to go.
But then Weiss also does a 3 Bitcoin challenge. If you own 3 Bitcoin, Weiss, you can afford to go. Sell one and go.
David Weiss doesn't believe the Earth is flat, I don't think.
No, I don't. I've had him on my show. He's the one that convinced me that it wasn't flat. This stupid conversation I had with him, but he still has said it and made these claims. What I want to know is, and the reason I'm kind of doing this live is why, regardless of the other flat earthers, the people that just believe it and have been basically, as you were saying, indoctrinated into this cult. That's how I would describe it. And why are they not demanding that the people that have got them into this go prove it for them? Because they're getting abuse every day on the internet. They're getting fucking everyone taking the piss out of them. And they get really angry about it. Every time I post a video about it, they get really, really pissed off about it and then fill the comments up. Why are they not absolutely demanding that these people take this offer? And it's not like some some Disney villain is flying them on a plane. This is a company that does it all the time, that other people are going to be on that are nothing to do with this. And they're still saying that they think that there's something about it.
Look, you've got to remember, you know, like Stingray saying, we are very conspiracy minded, right? And this is
conspiracy minded.
Yeah, but hold on. You've got to remember, Will's saying, oh, he would have thought that flat earthers would have jumped all over this, and it's not like that. No. First of all, we're going to think, well, what's going on? How is he? Who's sponsoring this? Where's this coming from? Things like this don't just happen. So I think over time, you know, as he builds trust, as he talks to more people, as he puts himself about, as things are more transparent, and you know, people will do their research on him, I think people will come around to it. But initially, yeah, we should be skeptic. Like, who is this guy? Where is he from? And things like that. So no, flat Earth is not.
Be skeptical. But no one's asking you to go, Gas, are they? Did you get an invite? Did anybody just like?
No. I wouldn't go anyway.
No, I understand that. I understand that you wouldn't go. But what I'm saying is, people have somehow got into this through Eric DeBay's videos, or you know, Weiss's app, or any of these other people. Why are they not questioning at least? Why are you not thinking? He told me he would definitely go if the opportunity arose. I've now discovered that this company and many companies do these trips all the time. All he's got to do is watch the sun. No one's asking him to dig a hole and bury himself or go walk about. Watch the sun for a few days to see if it sets. That's it. And can't run away fast enough. Why is nobody saying, but you told us you would go, and now you've got the opportunity, you won't go? Why is everybody instead doubling down and jumping through hoops to defend this cowardice? I don't get it.
Again, there's two other aspects to this to consider. So the one is, if you believe that it doesn't exist already, you've been invited to a non-existent place that is inherently dangerous. Actually, I'll add three more things. The third is, it's not an insignificant commitment of time. So some people might not be able to, you know, just whimsically say, yes, I'll go. I can take time off work. I can do whatever.
Weiss doesn't work.
Hold on. Can I just say so real quick? Because Gene's in there talking. We don't need to go to the worst climate in the world to prove the shape of the earth. These are people that said, why doesn't the government just let us go over there and explore freely? These are the same people. Same people that said, hey, let us go, we'll explore freely, I don't care, I'll walk by myself. Now all of a sudden it's like, hey, there's a free trip. The climate is bad.
I mean, I have no worries because I know there is no 24-hour sun. So I'm not worried in that sense at all. You know, you guys are I'm thinking, how are you guys gonna respond when there is no 24-hour sun? And this, like, I told you how I'm gonna respond. Idea of, we just accept it. I don't think you Globers will. You know, this. I'm not a Glober.
My life isn't dependent on this conversation. I'll do a podcast. This is one of millions of conversations we've spoken. It's just we get so much.
Yeah, but how are you going to handle that? You've been lied to your entire life.
I will care. No, it's not. It won't. It's not a pride thing. I won't be like, I'm too embarrassed to admit I was fooled. I'll be like, I was fooled, and I'll be really pissed off and angry, and I'll be like, what the fuck else have I been fooled about? Like everything. My whole mindset.
Now you've just said that, right? Do you think that the powers that be are going to allow that state of consciousness to exist in society? That's what we're pointing out. It's too big. You're You've just shown us. Look, you'd be like, oh my God, what else have they lied to us about? Everybody would think about that. Everyone would think like
already go though. Like this isn't a new thing.
But people go over there to run 5K.
Yeah, but not for the 24-hour sun. They don't.
Again, Whatkast, everybody. Trips might already go. There are already air flights over there with Qantas chartered tour companies. There's already SpaceX with continuous launches of the Earth. There are demonstrable things throughout history that are dependent on the Earth being a globe, inertial navigation systems, the North Star Polaris and its linear relationship to moving south, a sextant having the equation for celestial dip correction, having the radius of the Earth and standard atmospheric refraction. All of this is absolutely objectively verifiable, yet no flat earther believes it. But you expect them to believe
Because
that...
and I'll tell you the reason is because none of them understand any of that because they don't care about any of that. You start telling numbers or any long words to a flat earther, they completely check out immediately.
Yeah,
but all they've got to do
have
is
you not
look at
just
the
heard-
light in the sky for 24 hours. That's it. No one's asking them to do anything but that. That's the difference in my mind to this, that they can't, unless they want to start talking about what they call sun simulator and all this other crap that I've been.
Oh yeah, that's coming. You know that's coming. You know that's coming. 2 suns. Back to 2 suns.
Go on, Gas. What was you saying?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, you've just heard Stingray here again. The same, everything works on a globe. Everything is measured for a globe. Everything only works because of a globe. You go down there, no 24-hour sun. Now, all of a sudden, everything doesn't work because of a globe. How does people are not going to be able to make sense of this? This is why they could never allow this to happen.
That's why.
That's the part that you're confused about.
Yeah, but if it was a globe,
the people that believe in
the
people that believe in a globe are not scared of this being wrong.
Nobody.
It's the flat earthers that are like making up excuses. We don't. I'm 100% sure that 24-hour sun will be there.
I'm 100% certain there is no 24-hour sun.
But you don't want anyone to go.
I mean, if you want to go,
it.
that's fine. I mean, I wouldn't go, but I'm just saying, if they want to go, that's fine.
Of course not, because now over a sudden the climate has been bad. You don't trust the people, the companies, are everything about it is wrong.
Something will happen. Use your brain again.
It's no longer.
We've been lied to. So they
it's no longer the treaty. Do you notice that? It's no longer the treaty.
They will attempt to do something to either hide it, to make sure they don't come back, or something will go on where they either don't go, something will happen. It's not going to just be they go there, don't record 24-hour sun and return safely. That's not going to happen.
But do you agree just going there, right? Say there's no 24-hour sun, just going there now proves that we can go past the 60th, right?
Well, we've always said you can go there.
Oh, you did?
No, you haven't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there are cruises. There are cruises. There are cruises. We're talking about freely exploring. There are cruises from
but everybody,
Australia,
but now,
New Zealand, and cruises from South America.
Now people are saying they're not gonna go because it's too dangerous to explore. But now you want them to go.
We didn't say that. You said that we can't freely explore.
You can.
Like they asked Will. Someone asked Will. Okay, you got your camp. Can you just go off and go wherever you want? And he's like, well, there's bikes and there's certain things you can do. So you can go so far, but you can't just go off where you want.
Here's the thing that would happen if you were to go there and you decided, F this, I'm leaving this group. Forget the sun. I want to explore.
Why would you
start
do that?
running away. Hold on. You start running away from the group. What's going to happen is no security, no people, nobody's going to chase you. You are now on your own.
Yeah, so why would you do that?
You're not going to survive that, but you are now on your own. No one is going to stop you.
So why would you do that? What we're talking about, in order to freely, we want a fleet, planes, helicopters, bikes, boats, whatever it takes to freely explore. We can't do that. Not just walk off and walk around the ice.
How would freely exploring make any difference to what the sun's doing? That.
Sorry, can I just add the last thing before I go?
No worries.
Because I've got to go. My little daughter. I'm going to play with her for a bit. She needs entertainment. What I would also say is the singular last thing is I mentioned all those pieces of evidence that are objectively verifiable. Some of them are simple to understand, and you could do it on a piece of graph paper. There is a very specific reason why flat earthers don't. You are not a flat earther if you start to measure anything. You're just not. And you can't measure something and still believe that the earth is flat when you analyze the data. The data doesn't lie. Interpreting that data might be subjective, but the data itself is objective. And you can repeat that. You don't find flat earthers doing that because they're not interested in disproving their belief. They're only interested in more evidence, anecdotal or otherwise, that supports the flat earth. So that's another primary reason why it doesn't matter that it's a fantastic trip. If any experiment would demonstrate objectively the earth is a sphere, they're not going to be interested in it. But cheers anyway. Earth's always been a sphere. See you all later.
Cheers, Stingray. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah, and I don't think that's an argument. We know that this evidence is gonna show, but flat earthers are still just gonna be like, no, it's still flat.
I'd be more concerned about if it doesn't, because you guys keep telling us
it
everything
will, though.
only
What
works on a ball.
gas? What would you accept? I want to know. You said going up in a rocket. So
No,
if Will
amateur
come
rocket,
out and said,
not just a regular. I'm talking about amateur.
so the unsafest rocket possible, yeah, the
No,
one
no,
that's the
it would
least
be
safe.
safe, but it'd be amateur. So it's us. We do it.
So if this Will or someone with money popped
Like
up
Will,
and said, right, I'm going to build a rocket.
Yeah.
Gas, you get in the rocket and go and take
No,
a
not
picture.
get in it. I don't have to get in it. He's just going to have a camera on it.
Oh no, you'd never accept that. You would never accept
if it was
the
done
camera.
transparently and an amateur way, I would.
Are you going to trust that? Because what's going to happen is 100%.
No, we don't trust people. We don't trust institutions and governments and systems like that.
100% of the engineers working on this amateur rocket are going to believe in the globe. This is where the problem is. So now, how are 100% of globers doing an experiment gonna convince you?
Because, like I just said, it would be transparent.
Yeah, it would be. But all the engineers,
like what Will's doing. Will's going around asking flat earthers, is there anything that we can do? Get involved.
You're not getting
what
it.
I'm saying.
You're not getting it. Like all the equations and everything that's going to take.
Doesn't matter.
Hold on. All the equations, and everything that's going to take place to make this rocket, make sure it lifts, and all that are going to involve gravity in the equation.
What?
So you guys are gonna be like, well,
Gas.
Well, no, that's
If
not
you're
true.
stupid, I'm not going to have this conversation. That doesn't
Gas,
matter.
you would 100% though, like, and you're going to deny this, but this is 100% true because I've seen you in chats and stuff. So, like, if the final experiment was a rocket into space with a camera, you would be sitting there right now saying, "Why can't we go to Antarctica and look at the midnight sun?" That would prove it to me.
No.
Yes.
Because remember, Antarctica, like Sting was saying, is a place that doesn't exist. That is the ice wall or the ring, the edge. Antarctica's not
He did not
South
say
Pole.
that. He did not say it doesn't exist.
Well, it's the edge. It's not the South Pole, as you put it.
Do you? Because I know you don't
And
have.
that's
a model.
why a lot of people are not going to accept this, because they're going to say you're going to a place that doesn't exist.
Yeah. Okay. Gas. I know you don't accept a model. You just say I don't have a model, and that's it. Is the Gleason map at least an accurate map for you?
No,
Like,
we don't
is
have,
there anything?
there hasn't been that kind of exploration for us to be satisfied that there is an accurate map or model.
What are you talking about? Do you know how many flights are in the air, and it could be
Oh
a
my
cloudy
God,
day
that's-
and everything,
that's
and
the
they'll still find the
system.
destination?
That's the system we're talking about. Now, when anything needs to be done now, it's got to be done like how Will's doing it. Us involved, on the ground, boots on the ground, real
let's
people,
just
real
start
time.
over. Let's start
You're
over the map.
rejecting what he's doing anyway.
The map we've created.
No, I've said to you, what I think happened with Will, like I said, he spooked a lot of people because it's like, where does this guy come from? Who is he? What's this about? We're all suspicious anyway. So I think over time, as it gets closer and closer, there'll be more eyes, more intrigue. And I think people will be like, yeah, let's see what happens, right?
But
That's all. It's a new thing. This hasn't happened before. We've been in this like for 10 years and nobody's ever come forward. Well, they have actually once. We got stung before. Some guy called Greater Sapien said, we're gonna fly from the north to the south on a charter flight. He took like $20,000 and didn't go. Didn't happen, right? And that's the kind of thing that we're talking about. People are suspicious about these ventures. And
But be suspicious once that happens, though. Why can't you get behind it now? Why can't everyone get behind this and say, right, brilliant, I'm right, I know I'm right, so this is going to prove that I'm right all along. Let's get behind this. Let's build awareness of it. Let's get people interested. Let's put pressure on these guys that have been invited to go do it, so as we can all have this evidence. But instead, you're defending what you believe might happen beforehand.
It's
just do this
started.
after. If this happens, what you're saying, what you predict will happen. If this happens after, I won't be able to sit here and say anything to you. I'll be like, fuck me. Everything you've said was right. They didn't go. This is fucking suspicious.
No, you guys will run
you're
away.
saying it
we'll
now.
never see you again. That's what will happen. None of you
No,
guys.
you'll see me again. This isn't anything I do. This is just one topic of many that I do. I don't care. I'll be on there live all the time. And when people come in and say, you used to think we lived on a globe, I say, yeah, I know. What a prick I am for thinking that. That's exactly what I will do. It's not an ego thing for me. I'm just interested.
Yeah, I would say,
well,
they had a lot of great evidence for it. So they did trick me. But now I was.
These are just the little guys, right? There are a lot of people that have spent their entire lives researching this, who are convinced they're on a ball. The scientists, so-called experts. Are you going to tell me that Neil deGrasse, someone like Neil deGrasse, will hear about this experiment and be like, okay, yeah, no 24-hour sun, we're on a flat plane?
It's not about them though, right? It's not about him though. It's about us, right? Because we're the ones debating this, right? So forget Neil deGrasse Tyson, but people like that, but people like
you love Neil deGrasse Tyson so much. They bring him up all the time.
They all love him. I never heard of him until these debates.
No, me neither. In this country, we don't know who he is. In England, we don't know who Neil deGrasse Tyson is.
Nobody knows who he is.
Well, I didn't know about him until Flat Earth, but yeah,
exactly. But the only thing is that people like him will give you numbers, right? Yes, we did yes, we've been looking at it into years, and this is how far the moon is, this is how far New York is from California. This is, we have numbers. You guys been doing it for years, and we say, what's the distance to this? I don't know. How far is this? Local. How far is that? Local. Like, there's nothing we can, like, you guys, how far is your personal dome? Personal.
Yeah. Not only that, Kayvon, it is also, as I was talking to Gazza before you come up, they don't even know whether the sun is in or out of the dome. Like, not just the distance, with it, it's in or out, because they need it in for some things and they need it out for other things. So they won't commit.
Yeah, again, because why would we make a claim about something that we haven't?
But you are making a claim. You're claiming for one. You're claiming for one that there will be light in Antarctica in December, but there won't be sun because of the coffee cup caustic, right? And for that to happen, your sun needs to be outside of the dome at some distance, coming in at a strange angle to get that light pattern.
No.
You can't have that if the sun is inside the dome, so you move it outside for that one. But then you need it inside for other things to be below the clouds and stuff.
That's not based off that. Because again, we do research. So over the years, we've looked at webcams, we've looked at people that go down there, and we've seen that there is light at certain hours, but no sun. So we've looked at, why would there be light but no sun? And then the coffee caustic was proposed, and that's the reason why. So it's not because we don't know if the sun's in or out. It's because we've looked at, there is light at this time but no sun. Why is that?
Before host, are you a pagan?
I don't know what he's talking about, this guy.
No. I'm only asking because if you even said yes, we could just end it, because who cares? But it's like this guy really wants.
Yeah, okay, pagan, whatever a pagan Protestant is, that's me.
He's a pagan. Just let him know. Let him know you're a pagan.
That means, guys, if it turns out
so ridiculous.
What it means, if it turns out it's a flat Earth, there's a creator. You're gonna have to accept there's a creator. How do you feel about that?
If that's the way it works out, if there is a flat dome with a glass, if there's a flat Earth with a glass dome over it, then there's 100% someone that's created that, right?
Yeah, I mean, are you going to understand that? Because it's either evolution or creation, right?
Yep, I'll understand that.
Well, I'm glad you're going to take it so lightly, but there's a lot of globers out there who will take this,
then they're dishonest. They're dishonest.
Well,
because as far as I'm concerned, what can you say?
Against now.
This is all I'm asking flat earthers to do, right? I've said it a million times on my videos on here, on my lives, on my podcast. I say it all the time. If this doesn't happen, then the earth's more likely flat, or at least very different to what we've been told, which is just the same, really, because they've lied about it and knowingly. So.
Yeah, but how are you going to trust anything or anyone ever again?
I won't trust anything.
You see, and this is what you're not getting. They can't afford.
I am getting. I don't trust much anyway. Yes,
no, but what you're not getting is that if the public...
You would probably agree with me on a lot of my opinions about stuff.
But I get that. But what I'm saying is the powers that be can't afford to have people like that running around the place. not knowing what's going on, making up their own rules, making up their own mind. The whole purpose of the whole globe was to control the way you think. That's the whole purpose.
Why?
Now,
This is one thing that I get lots of explanations for, but none of them make any sense to me. You know, when I was at school, everyone tells me when I was at school, they kicked God out of school, and we was spoon-fed the solar system and everything. You know, when I went to school, you know what we did? Every single morning we had school assembly where we sang hymns. We had to sing hymns and be told that the Lord God made them all, these songs, right? And all this stuff, right? And we basically did the solar system probably once or twice ever. When I was a younger child and older, we kind of spoke about it a bit, but it was not pushed on me every day. There wasn't globes pushed on all this stuff that people tell me that I was indoctrinated. Because they tried to indoctrinate religion into me every single day of my school life, not the solar system and the galaxy and the universe.
How they pump the globe in is through propaganda. So in the classroom, there'll be like a globe. Television, you'll see like a globe.
But they're telling me every morning that God created everything, and you're telling me that I'm
but which God? You've got to be careful about which God. That's how deep it gets, right?
You know what's crazy about when we were kids and there was a globe there, you know, and most of us probably didn't travel a lot when we were kids. The crazy part is that everything they said to me, like, hey, this is in this location, this is there, this is that. Now that I've traveled most of my life, these places are really there, man. They weren't lying to me. We flew, we landed, and these places are really in the locations these teachers told me they would be at.
Yeah, but I've said to you, it's through propaganda.
But how did they know?
That's why Globers today struggle to give evidence, because you were never given it. You can't produce the science.
I just
you were
told
never
you.
given the science.
I just told you I verified what I was taught. The evidence was
that's
there.
What I'm saying. You
they
can't
told
verify.
me
If you
they were
verify
lying
it,
to me. They were lying to me on a globe. They were lying to me. I believed everything was a lie, right? No, that's not there. There's no way that's there. There's no way. I grew up. I've traveled most of my life now, and all these places are in the accurate place where these teachers told me.
Geography. So what?
So we agreed that the map works, right?
What do you mean it works? Have you traveled?
You just said it. You said that's geography. So what? I've traveled.
Have you traveled the entire Earth? No.
I've traveled around the entire Earth from east to west. Yes.
What is a closer match, Gas? Is it the globe distances or the AE map distances?
I mean, I would, if you want to go with the Gleasons. Again, I wouldn't like to put my name on any map or model.
Of course not.
Because then it's falsifiable and you're screwed.
No, it's because there hasn't been any research done on it.
I just did research. I just told you everywhere I traveled and everywhere Whatkast traveled.
I've been to the Irish and if you
ever traveled, right? Everywhere you traveled proved that what they taught us about the globe and geography was accurate.
Yeah, but you didn't travel. You didn't travel there. You were taken there.
Oh shit! And how was I taken there?
Yeah,
by just say that
because I paid for fucking travel.
Roads that
I went to a travel agency for what?
Yeah, but you're following the pathways that they set out for you.
Of course, because
you're not freely traveling. Get this, freely traveling. You're not doing that.
You know who did freely travel though? The pilot that decided to get his license and fly.
The pilot is not freely traveling. He's following a pathway.
Somebody created that pathway and it works. What else do you want?
You think the pilot should just be all over the sky going wherever he wants, not worried about where anyone else is?
No, of course not. But I'm just saying that they have to follow pathways. They're not just freely flying or going where you want. Nobody's doing that.
You just gave up on making sense at this point.
Because you seem to think that, we can just go where we want. You can't.
So shall I just, when I'm driving on a road, shall I just divert off and drive through the mountains for a shortcut?
Once he said you never traveled, you were just taken somewhere. I already knew this.
Yeah, you don't freely go. That's what I meant. You don't freely travel. That's what we're talking about. Freely traveling, we don't do that.
I freely traveled a lot of the United States. In my car.
God. Following their pathways, yes.
No. I don't have to follow their pathways.
Following their toll roads, yes. You have to pay to go their path through their pathways.
Holy shit! This is so senseless.
It's that deep. Any more Globers want to come on and discuss this? Because I think Kayvon's getting tired now.
I'm not. I mean, you haven't answered anything yet.
Well, like I said, flat earthers don't make claims. That's what we're going to stick to.
No, they do.
We've been lied to about a globe, and
This is
we
ridiculous.
This is what I'll give. This is what I'll give some flat earthers. Some flat earthers, they believe the Gleason, right, and they stand by it and they try to defend it. Or they'll have their own model they made, or like you with this personal dome thing. But you'll talk about the Gleason whenever you want. You'll talk about the personal dome whenever you want. But when we tell you, show us the model, you say, I don't have a model. When we say, hey, show us this on the Gleason map, you say, I don't believe in the Gleason map. So your way to get away with everything is saying you don't believe in it.
Do you realize,
and then you blame the community. You'll say,
you've just heard from Whatkast say he wouldn't believe anybody or anything.
Let me finish.
After the globe.
Let me finish.
That's where we are now. We don't believe anything or anyone. That's the point.
Let me finish, because I want to see if anybody disagrees with this. What you do is you'll say, well, flat earthers won't take that as evidence. You talk as a whole. But for you yourself, you just deny the Gleason map. You deny you even have a model. And then if you want to answer something, you'll say, well, that won't be good enough for flat earthers. No. How about you? How about you talk about you? What would be good enough for Gas? What does Gas believe in?
Like I've just told you, we need full exploration.
You said it again. You said we. What does
that
Gas?
Means flat earthers
No, forget that. Forget that for a second. What does Gas
that's what
believe
I would
in?
need. I would need full collaboration from real people on the ground.
So Gas believes in nothing.
Would a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, witnessed by Whitsitt and Geron on video, admitting that it was there, that's people on the ground admitting it, people that you trust, would that be enough for you?
No, that would be like I said, that would be evidence to suggest that one or two
that
things
wouldn't be enough.
No, for me, it's not the final experiment. No, for me, people want to see.
That's unexplainable on any model, any flat model. That could not be, and there's just multiple suns up there. That is unexplainable.
Well, again, this is trying to explain how the sky works. This is the problem. The sky doesn't tell us what's on the ground, basically, right? But like I said, to me, this would be evidence, because like I said, the globe has no evidence right now, zero, nothing that supports the globe.
Let's talk about that. Let's go step by step. What don't we have evidence of?
Because when the globe is saying, "Oh, we have thousands of pieces."
Yeah, name one thing that we claim.
I'm saying there is not one piece.
Name one that we claim.
Authentic evidence that supports.
Yeah. Let's make it easy though. Forget a lot of them. Name one that we claim that we have no evidence for.
You tell me your strongest piece of evidence that says we're on a globe.
A sunset, latitude.
Sunsets. We don't know what the sun is. The sun's not going to be on a geometric horizon, so that's not an evidence for globe.
That's your rebuttal. That's your rebuttal for we have evidence is we don't know what the sun is.
No, because the horizon's not physical. It's not geometrical. Nothing goes below that.
You guys really act like we don't use the sun, and we haven't created things thinking about the sun. You know, like we've created weapons. We've created weapons.
You said let's talk about it. You said let's talk about it. So
we've created weapons.
So now you're not talking about it. Hold on. You said let's talk about it. The sun, you said, goes behind the horizon, right?
Correct.
And I'm saying that the horizon is not geometrical. Nothing drops below that horizon. There's no measurements to show that that's a physical place where things drop.
So I can prove that in real life, right? If something goes behind something, it starts to disappear. Can you prove in real life that a light going away from you will just disappear without ever changing angular size?
No, but we're asking how the sky works, not the Earth.
No. I'm asking you do you know any light source that does that? It disappears without changing angular size.
I asked you for your best evidence for the globe, and now we're going back.
I told you.
The sky is the best evidence.
As we rotate.
The sky is the best evidence for what's underneath your feet. Come on.
Yes, that's just a crap thing that flat earthers say because they know it doesn't work for them at all.
Hold on. The thing is with you guys, we can't talk what's underneath our feet because every time we do, you say that path was created. Like there's nothing we can say.
Can you show that the horizon is physical and things physically drop below it?
Have you ever seen a video where you've seen it? Matter of fact, you've shown the video. Have you ever seen the video where you're like, "Hey, that ship is on the horizon"?
Yeah, but is that horizon physical?
Well, it's on it, isn't it?
Yeah, but is it measurable?
To you, to your personal dome,
So
the
if it's
horizon,
not measurable, it means you're looking at an illusion, right?
To your personal dome, there's a horizon, and that ship is on it, right? Because you see it on it.
Yeah, but that can change.
What's Gas? I've got a question because there's dickheads in the comment section keep going. Water always finds its level. Like they've obviously new flat earthers.
No, once you put a whole bunch of flat earthers once they're in the comments, they just start repeating things.
Yeah. So can I just ask Gas, what are tides on a flat earth?
Tides are to do with the nodes. There's an explanation for it. So there is a video.
So water doesn't always find its level then, because tides exist.
Sorry.
So water doesn't always find its level then, because tides exist.
Water at rest always finds its level. Yeah. So it needs to be
Until
at rest.
what happens? A force is applied to it, right?
Well, there's motion in the ocean, bro. I mean, what?
A force like gravity.
Well, that hasn't been proven.
So what are tides on flat Earth again?
There is a video, like I said, as like the globe, there are different models explaining different things.
We don't have different models.
Well, there is a model that explains tides. You just have to
And you
type
believe
it.
that without question.
But you guys, how can you have different models if you don't have a model?
Well, I'm saying there was a model that
Do you
explains.
not remember the things you say? You said you don't have a model.
I don't have a model, but there is a model that explains tides.
How can there be a model?
Reject,
all right,
so you're going to put yourself behind that model. So you're going to stand behind that model.
No. Again, I don't.
This is the thing. If you go,
Gas, as Kayvon just said to you a minute ago, you'll stand behind a model when it's convenient, and then reject the model.
No, I'm not standing behind the model. I'm saying if you
don't bring it
want
up then.
I'm saying if you no, because I'm pointing out that there are explanations for these things.
Without the globe model, we can't have another model that tells us about our weather patterns, right? But you're saying we have the weather pattern one. We just don't have the normal model.
Yeah.
It's a 15-minute video. It's called Flat Earth Tides Explained.
That video does not matter because you just said you don't have a model.
Yeah, so you can't use that model.
That is a model that explains tides on a flat Earth.
It can't because you don't have a flat Earth model to explain it on.
They don't have to have like the country. They just have to explain it on a flat plane.
You can't explain it if you don't have something to explain it on. The point of the model is to have predictive capability.
They don't have to have the shape of it.
If you predict something on it because you don't have one, that makes no sense.
Yeah, but they don't have to have the shape of it. They're just explaining it on a flat plane, regardless of shape.
Okay, so they just take anything because they don't have a model, and they just say, "Hey, this is how tides work."
On a plane, yes.
On a plane.
Gas, if you ever have a fight with someone, do you say to him beforehand, "Don't punch me in the face. I can do whatever I want, but don't punch me in the face." It's not fair. I haven't got.
Exactly.
No, we just
That's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing.
No, I'm saying that there are certain things that explain certain aspects of our world. You don't have to have an entire model that explains everything.
Oh, you have a partial model.
It's like the globe has had over 500 years. Partial models, they were building.
Okay, you have partial models. Where is it?
I've just told you. It's called Flat Earth Tides.
Give me a look. Let's have a look.
Flat Earth Tides. Google it.
Flat Earth tides with no model. It just makes... I'm not intrigued because... Without the model, it makes no sense.
By saying about that model, you're accepting that when there's a force applied to water, it doesn't always stay level.
No,
the claim of the globe.
I think it's magnetic. It's something to do with magnetics. That's
it moves the water.
Again, I haven't really looked into detail. It's not a concern of mine. The concern is
should be when you say things like water always finds its level. You should.
No, the full sentence is like water at rest finds its level. So when water's at rest,
the globe argument is it's never at rest because gravity is constantly pulling it down.
Yeah, but gravity is not a force, so gravity has no effect on anything.
We have an answer in the comments though. At night, cold water shrinks. Day is warm, water expands. Duh. Yeah. So in Antarctica, that water that is always cold, day or night, just stays the same, right? Why would it change?
So look, we're not claiming to have all the answers. Like I said, these are going to be the same.
Don't have the wrong answers.
These would be the same problems that you guys have in December. How do these things work on a flat plane, right? But the difference will be
no one's going to have that problem in December.
The difference will be that you guys will make up the answer.
You are joking. You think there's going to be flat earthers that don't suddenly come out with, we've got evidence that the Chinese sun was up there, the sun simulator was hovering, we saw the jetpack on it in front of the real sun.
No. I'm 100% satisfied that this observation is not going to happen, because if it did, it would have happened before.
You hope. You sound like that sounds like wishful thinking to me.
No. I know for a fact there is going to be no 24-hour sun in Antarctica in December.
That changed.
Right? None whatsoever.
I like that. You know for a fact it's not going to be there. Okay, so what would you do now?
Fact, yes.
Now that you know for a fact it won't be there.
I don't know why flat earthers are panicking. Listen, flat earth brothers and sisters, do not panic. Right?
You concede that they are
that's
panicking.
perfect.
If there was a 24-hour sun, they would have shown this years ago.
So let's go back to the drawing board since you said that. Now that you guaranteed that we would not see it, what would you do if we do see it?
Well, you're not going to see it.
Yeah, but me and what
if
cast
you see
we said what we would do.
Like I said, there's gonna have to be an explanation for it, right? Now that explanation might be for some a globe, and for others it'll be something else.
Gas. Why do you think flat earthers are panicking? You just conceded that they are. So why do you think they are?
Because you've said in the beginning that flat earthers are not jumping all over this. They're worried about something, and I'm thinking, well, if that's the case, I'm not worried. I'm not panicking. Flat earthers should know this, that there's no 24-hour sun. We all know this. Right. So
why are they panicking? Because they don't believe it.
Something might not go right in terms of it won't happen, okay, or people are worried like people are going to be paid off or something like that.
Have these trips ever been cancelled before? Do you know? Do you know if these trips have been cancelled?
Yes, like I said, there was one a couple years ago, several years ago. £20,000 they paid a GoFund to take a flight from the North Pole, charter flight from North Pole round to the South Pole and then back to the North.
But was this done with a reputable company?
It was done with a YouTuber.
Right, so not relevant then.
For £20,000 only?
$20,000 or something like this.
How many freaking people on the plane? Because you have to come up with a lot of money to that flight. That's a long flight.
I mean, that's what it was. You can check it out. Greater Sapien was the Glober. But it didn't happen.
Fly somewhere first to catch the flight. Like this one, they're flying to Chile.
It has failed in the past, and I'm thinking they're not going to let this happen. There's no way they will let this come out that the Earth is flat on this scale.
And that's what I mean.
They want to keep it like it is now.
They wouldn't do trips at all. Why do you not understand that?
That's what I mean, Whatkast. For this one first, they got to go to Chile. These are people coming to Chile from all over the world. So they have to trust a system. They have to trust a model that's going to land them in Chile. And they all trust the system because we have a map. you don't get it.
Even I'm thinking how are they going to know that they're in South America? How are we going to know that they're flying 4 hours away from where they're going?
Forget that part, because when they land, they can see people from Chile and ask them, "Hey, am I in Chile?" If it's that ridiculous.
Yeah. Is there going to be AI Chileans?
Look, they spend millions on the NASA thing. I mean, this is going to cost nothing to hoax this, right?
All right. At this point, I know you're
so on the hoax thing. So wouldn't you rather he didn't have the balls to go. Whitsit and Jaren, they would be there to catch them out on the hoax, right? So they're going to be the guys for the job. If when they start putting that fake sun up there, I just
hope they do a good job. That's all I hope. I hope they come back with the.
But wouldn't you rather them be there? Because if they don't go, this trip's still going to happen, and then you're going to say,
if they win,
but no flat earthers went, so I don't accept it.
No, it would be excellent if they both went. Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Do you speak to either of them?
Yeah,
I've got to put some pressure on them. Tell them, look, you're letting us down, guys. You've got to go.
Well, I mean, again, it's going to be down to their decision. I can't put pressure on people, because like I said, it's a very suspect.
You can tell them how it looks, right? You can tell them how it looks. Quite like they're trying to avoid the situation.
It's a very suspect trip, and like I said,
they're all going to be on the same plane. They're all going to be. So if it crashes, Dave McKeegan's also going to be gone. So's Will. They're all going to be gone.
It hasn't happened before, and we're just suspicious as why it's happening now. And people are going to be like that, right? Curious as to why.
No. It's happened. Don't act like people haven't gone and seen the 24-hour sun. What's happening is it's happening within these two communities to
but
prove
not on this
to prove
scale.
something. What is the scale? What are you talking about? There's a few
So this
people
is like
going.
It's like four
publicized
people.
within this is something unique, right? Something where they're
there's
saying
nothing-
to flat earthers, we're going to pay for you.
There's nothing unique about it.
Oh, it is. This has never happened before
I
like
love
this.
the way that people are still bringing up the Antarctic Treaty in the chat. It's so funny. You read it like as if they've read it. They've never read it at all. And,
Well,
and regardless,
that just goes back to the free.
yes, which has got
exploration.
nothing to do with what we're talking about, right? So it doesn't even matter. This thing has got nothing to do with whether you can freely roam Antarctica. This is literally looking up.
Yes, we know you can go there. We haven't, whoever says we can't go
Yeah, that's
there. we
good.
can.
That's one good thing, that now we're admitting that we can go past the 60th parallel and we could go to Antarctica.
getting
Now at
somewhere.
least you guys could stop bringing that up.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who's brought that up. I mean, you can go down.
A lot of flat earthers.
There are trips down there from New Zealand, from South America. You can go there. But what we're talking about is freely
I wonder why the
exploring.
trips are from
We
there and
cannot
just not
freely
anywhere.
explore. That's the problem. We can't take equipment down there and freely find out where the actual edge of the edge.
Doesn't
is.
matter. Doesn't matter. They can see the sun from where they're going. They can take whatever equipment they want to do their own experiments to prove to themselves that it's the actual sun.
Yeah,
that
nobody's
everyone else-
nobody's stopping them. Everybody's going, but everybody could do their own recordings. If they want to bring drones, they could do drones. If they want to do shadows, whatever the hell they want to do, they are able to do once they're there.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I'm not worried.
Everyone started coming up with they've got to be locked in their tent between these certain hours. But when I
There's
spoke
a quiet time,
Yeah,
Something
but when I
like
spoke to Will, they've been given permission. They can be out of the tent. If there was a big cover up, no one would give them permission to say, no, you've got to lock yourself in the tent. If anyone sees you outside the tent, then you're going to get arrested because it's quiet time. This is what the claim was. And now that he's got specific agreement that he can do that. And Weiss was saying that you've got to piss in a jar because you're not even allowed to go for a piss in the middle of the night because you might see the sun. And it's all just been blown out of the water. It's all just been blown out of the water.
Go piss outside. That piss will freeze in them.
No, they was trying to claim that they lock you in your tent, and that's the reason why no one can observe the midnight sun, because you're not allowed to open your tent and look.
So no whistleblowers yet that they paid for a trip to Antarctica and they were put in a tent for 5 days and then sent back home.
But they say it with a straight face. Old Weiss literally refused. This is the ridiculousness of Weiss. Weiss literally refused to go, said it was demons or something. Then 2 days later, I believe it was, went on InfoWars with Alex Jones and made the same claims again, that no one can go to Antarctica and that you can't look out of the tent at this time. And he knows it's all a lie. He's been told that he can go, and he's still pretending that you can't go. And people listen to this guy and actually parrot him. It blows my mind.
Well, it's just the nonsense restrictions that they've put on this place. I mean, it's just ice. Why would all the countries, everyone get involved in protect? Why do they need bases down there? What on earth do they need bases down there for the first?
There could very well be things down there they don't want people to know about. They could very well be. Well, I don't know why, but this isn't the point of the. This is to look at the sun only. That is, they don't need to freely explore to look up. The globe says at this distance, you should be able to see the sun 24 hours.
Yeah, go around
that is
the
the
head,
experiment. Yeah. You don't need to freely explore to do that. So all of the other conspiracies that might be there might be this base, there might be this weather manipulation and everything else what people are saying, right? Fine, maybe, but that isn't the point of what they're doing here. So it doesn't even matter. So it's just another topic completely.
Well, like I said, there's a lot. It just needs more exposure, and I think you'll get more people interested in it.
You know what's great too? When they get to Chile, they're gonna be like, "What Northern Star? Where's Polaris?"
It's not in their personal dome, so they won't see it. So.
It's not in their personal dome. It's out of there.
Yeah. What they would need is the live stream down there. That's going to be.
Yeah.
That's what people are going to want.
You know how horrible the bandwidth is over there.
I know.
You want all these people to live stream.
Why? Why is it terrible down there?
They just don't have enough bandwidth. I don't know what to tell you. They don't have enough things there to worry about that.
What do you mean they don't have enough bandwidth down there? Take equipment down there to make enough bandwidth.
Holy shit. All right. So, yep, that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, why not do that? Why have ridiculous slow bandwidth?
But Gas, you're missing the point. This is why they want a flat earther that everybody knows to be down there to confirm that what they're seeing. Because then no one can say any of this shit afterwards.
Yeah, but there's going to be people who are not affiliated with the people that are going. Why, you know...
Do you trust Jaren?
Again, it's not whether it's not whether I trust them or not. It's about, is that going to be
Everyone
the final
loves
experiment?
Whitsitt. Everyone loves Whitsitt. All of you guys think he's God.
Okay,
if he's there, you believe him.
Yeah, would you trust if he just recorded for 24 hours and not a live stream for 24 hours? 24-hour live stream's not going to happen. I'll tell you that right now.
It'd just be interesting to see what comes back. It's just, you know, like I said.
Yeah, but would it be cool? Would it be cool if say? Would it be cool if all four of them recorded for 24 hours and then they showed it? You know, they did a time lapse or whatever.
It would be interesting to see for sure. But I can't see it being definitive. Like I said, the way the flat earthers are, we're very, very suspicious. You know, like I said, we've been lied to on a massive, massive scale. So, you know, for it to be ended just like that overnight is not going to be either allowed or something's not going to go down straight and narrow.
But all of these people that have been invited have all said in the past that this would prove it to them. So now everyone's letting them wriggle out. This is what's bothering me. Everyone's letting them wriggle out of that and pretend that that's not definitive now, right? And on the other side, you're not getting that at all.
It's not definitive. It's
They
not
said
definitive.
it would be. That's the point. They said it would be.
Well, like I said, we'll see. But for me, it's not the final experiment. It's a experiment or it's a observation that will give us information about something. That's what will happen. That's because we don't have any information, you know, amateur-wise, to people on the ground. We have their information, not our information. So that's all this will be.
For you, more than anybody, it should be more evidence because you're denying that the flight would even happen. So once the flight does happen,
that's my feeling is.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So once the flight,
it's not going to happen.
There's a lot of things that are going to be proven for you, right? Because people are coming all over the world. So first, it's going to prove that the map works because people are actually going to land in the same place over in Chile and meet up. Then from there, if it happens, the fact that you think it won't happen would get crushed. And now they prove that they are doing it. Then they fly over to Antarctica, and now they land in Antarctica, and people are saying you can't go to Antarctica. So now that's taken out of the table, and they're over the 60th parallel, so that gets taken out of the table, and now they record a 24-hour sun. That's a lot for you. You're getting a lot out of this.
I think Nathan in the chat. You want to bring him up, host?
Who?
Nathan Thompson. I think he's here. He'd be a good.
I don't know who
he would not. He would not be
He'd give
good.
us some good flat Earth perspective.
He would not. He's going to tell.
Is he going to descend into a massive argument?
He's going to come up and be
he'll
like,
just give you a good flat Earth perspective and be interesting.
he's going to come up
Everyone
and say,
in the chat saying no.
Stop poisoning the
prove your cartoon globe, then. Prove your cartoon.
Kayvon, what is wrong with you?
Are you going to prove your little
I know
cartoon
who he
globe?
is. He's that guy that gets the SpongeBob and hits it with the hammer when he's having a debate and just says, "This is science. I'm beating it into your head" or something.
Have a conversation. Have a conversation. It'll be interesting.
No, I'm good.
Oh, gosh.
You're being. I wanted a conversation. You're having a conversation. I'm not going to sit here and shout about the shape of the Earth to someone. It's not interesting to me.
Well, it would be a good perspective, is what I'm saying. You'll get another flat Earth perspective on it.
I think I've heard all of the flat Earth perspectives, to be honest with you. I just want someone to admit that they would accept it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He might say, yeah, that is a good
let's give him a go.
observation.
Let's give him a go.
Try it. Yeah,
is he there?
absolutely.
Is he even requesting? Don't know who he is. What's his name?
Nathan Thompson.
He's not in the requests.
Oh, is he not there? Because that's what you want. You want the flat Earth perspective, right?
Yeah.
And others might say yeah, or give you their reasons why not.
Nate leaves whenever I join with him, so I don't know why people are saying I'm scared. Enoch is his name.
Oh, it's Enoch. It's Enoch on TikTok.
He's not there.
Enoch of TikTok.
Can't bring him up if he's not there. I've got about a quarter of an hour until I'm going anyway. So if he wants to jump up, he needs to do it now.
I think is he not there? Are you sure?
I'll look again. No.
No. Okay. But yeah, like I said,
and you're gonna disagree with everything he says, anyways. You and Nate can have a debate actually, because he believes in the Gleason and he believes in all that stuff. And you're telling him no, that we don't have a model, we don't have a map.
I don't believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
Me,
So you disagree with him too. You should have that debate with him.
Well, you must have a map.
There are maps. There are maps out there. You know, we can get from A to B. We don't get lost. So there are maps out there. But in talking about a conclusive flat Earth entire map and model, who was
Whatkast, you can take a pen and paper, close your eyes, and just start drawing shapes on it, and that map would be just as accurate as any map they have. They just have a whole bunch of pictures from back in the days. Ancient times, they'll show you 90 pictures of maps and say, this is what it was back in the days. And they'll show you the globe that we actually travel on and say, but this is the one that don't work.
Yeah, this is just a depiction. Could look like that. It's possible, but
Nah, I can't look
So
like that.
you're a domer.
oh, absolutely, definitely, we're in an enclosed system. You know, the name here, gas pressure, tells us that we have to be in an enclosed system for the gas pressure in the first place. So that's my thing there. So like I said, there's a lot to answer for. You know, for me, even if there's no 24-hour sun, I don't think Globers. I know you guys said that you would willingly accept it, but there are much more avid Globers out there. You know, who put their lives on the line, who have done this for years, who are never going to give up the idea that the Earth is not a ball.
Have you seen? You're familiar with MC Toon, right?
McToon, yeah.
Yeah, so he is on one of his recent videos. He's put up all of the things he's willing to do with the 24-hour sun and he's put it all. He's documented every single one of them. It's more than I would commit to.
I saw it. Well, I didn't watch the video, but he said he would take his channel down, and I don't think Globers should. This is like they should keep up the shame, you know, that they had. The embarrassment.
No. I think it's a good idea. Would you be willing to take yours down if there is a 24-hour sun?
I don't think they should take it down.
No. But how about if that was on the table? Flat Earthers takes theirs down. Globers takes theirs down.
No, for me, if there was an amateur rocket and we saw the globe,
you want less. You want less of evidence. Gotcha. Because the amateur rocket has been done 1,000 times.
Yeah, because the amateur rocket we have
with a 24-hour feed. I mean, not 24-hour feed, with a feed that whole time.
Well, no, that's what it would be for me. Other flat earthers would want different things, like a measurement, maybe.
Would you like me to send you the link of an amateur rocket they built that they sent up?
Well, let's put it on now. Let's have a look.
I can't put it on now.
Well, it's no good then, right?
No. But if you want to watch it.
This is all like the stuff that I didn't want to get into today, though. It's like the same old conversations of this is evidence, no, it's not. Yes, it is. This is more evidence, no, it's not. I wanted to talk specifically about why people are not on the demanding.
Let's get another flat earth and see. I'm sure you got some people in the quest.
I'm done in like 5 or 10 minutes. Is anyone in the chat? I don't know why it would make any difference. But
yes, Kip's Rock is a good one. You can look that up on YouTube. He recorded the whole thing.
So I'm not normally in these kind of lives, so I don't know who the names mean nothing to me.
No. I was talking to gas pressure. See, because that amateur rocket has been done already, so I don't understand what the hell he wants.
Yeah, and they hit the dome, and that
they didn't. They hit a dome at that speed and came back down, and then a parachute came out. Yeah, that sounds right.
Did you see the guy that sent up the amateur rocket and actually had the 2 strings, and the curvature was in between them when they froze it, and it was a rectilinear lens, I've seen people being shown that and they just say, nope, I can't see a curve. So the evidence of asking for that,
it's different. Yeah, it's different for different people. Different, like I said, this.
So it's a pointless. That's what I'm saying. It's a pointless thing. No one. There could literally be a curve or no curve, and everyone would just say, "I can't see it. I can see it."
But we have to at least say when something is nonsense. Like I said that they sent up an amateur rocket that's obviously going at high speeds, and you said it hit the dome, but then it came back down fully intact, and then a parachute came out, and then they got the footage off the camera. How did that happen? How did it hit at that high speed and then come back down to us?
Well, you're assuming the dome is this solid, thick, like impact.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be solid at that speed.
Yeah,
just
again,
a son of Africa just said in the comments, they won't bring me up because I'll destroy them. Son, I've seen you.
Bring him up. Yeah, bring him up.
I've seen you in lives, and you're ridiculous. So I don't know what you're talking about.
No, but you can ask him the question about.
I'll ask him that. But I've tried to talk to him before, and let's have a. Come on then, son. Let's hear your devastating evidence. I've got about 10 minutes though.
All right.
Come on.
One sec.
What?
The question.
I think they want to know if Jaron and Whitsitt go down to Antarctica, record a 24-hour CERN.
More to the point, why are people not tripping over themselves to accept the offer? That's the first point.
The first thing is that, because you can do your own research to see if there is 24-hour sun in Antarctica, and you find that the 24-hour sun, they're all in the northern region, in the northern hemisphere.
Okay. Why would I do my own research when people are literally going? There's going to be people that you trust and globe people going down there together for free to make the observation. That is technically, would you accept that or not? Yes or no? So if Whitsitt and Jaron went down there and they both had to, on camera, because it'd be the pre-agreement that you have to accept, if the sun was there for 24 hours, they have to say it on camera. If they do, will you believe them? Yes or no?
If they do...
Nathan's here now. Look, there he is. Enoch of TikTok. Sorry, son. Go ahead.
No, yeah, Nathan is actually a good person to speak to. But look, to answer your question, I would accept that, and we still have issues to solve, like the curvature of the Earth.
So you wouldn't accept that then?
Yeah, I'll accept that there is something
that
there.
Proves the curvature. That proves this curvature, though.
No, it doesn't, Kayvon.
I mean, that's why the whole thing works.
No, but the sun doesn't prove the curvature.
Right,
but my point
Enoch,
is that...
saying, so this Enoch guy is here now. That
Enoch, that's Nathan.
So, right,
yeah, bring him up.
I've got about 5 or 10 minutes. Let's have a look. This is getting a bit. I don't normally have this many.
Well, you're getting flat Earthers' perspective, right? This is.
But there's 3 flat Earthers up here, so I thought I might have had a perspective by now. So Enoch, what is it, Nathan? What's your perspective on this?
The first thing I want to say is that globe earthers are constantly snatching their own wig off and proving how scientifically illiterate they are by calling this the final experiment.
Right, regardless of any of that drivel, don't worry about that.
I don't care. Experiment.
Mate, I don't care about the name of it. The question is, will you accept it if there's 24-hour sun corroborated by people that you trust? Yes or no?
People that I trust. I spent months in an RV with Austin. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Really?
I've met Jaron multiple times.
Yeah, he took his money. Like Enoch took his money.
No, I didn't. You weren't there. You don't know the story.
I heard your apology video.
Kayvon, for goodness sake, let the flat earthers, let us have our peace, man. Come on.
Gosh, you've been here the whole time talking. What are you talking
about? I know, yeah, but like you only got 10 minutes, so let us get
okay, fine. Yeah, go for it. Gun. Okay, but regardless of your history, so you don't trust anyone that's been asked.
No, I've done my own observations for 8 years. I use infrared, high-powered telescopes, mirror reflection tests, lasers, the highest power zoom cameras you can purchase on the market. We rented helicopters. The Earth doesn't have a curve. Looking at the sky doesn't prove anything about the shape of the floor. So I don't know what you guys are doing, what you're pretending, but you guys are acting like you've already done it and that we need to explain how it happens, okay? Come back, talk to me in December about your final experiment, which isn't an experiment, and let me know what you come up with. But until then, it's like Globers live in this world where they want to imagine.
He cannot go off script. This is why he should have never came up.
What do you mean? Stop crying, Kayvon. Let me say my piece.
Have a conversation, man.
Host can finish, okay? I just want to say they live in this imagination world where it's like, oh, well, we've already done it. What would you say? What would you say if they saw it? If they went down there, would you believe it? Would you believe it? It's like, what is with your cult rhetoric, guys? Can you get out of your mom's basement?
That's what he's asking.
Would you believe
He's
then?
asking
Test
you
the
that.
surface of the earth. It's not curving. You've been lied to. They're lying
Do you
to all
think
the
there's a
children.
24-hour sun in Antarctica? Yes, or no?
I know
Like
there's
going to-
not. When they modeled the
So
sun
what are you scared?
in
Why are
the
you
south,
scared of the experiment then, or the
It's
observation?
not an
let's say, to
experiment. I'm
stop
not
you
scared
crying
of it.
about
I offered to go. I used to run the largest flat Earth group in human history. I've met more flat earthers.
Have you
than
offered to go?
anyone. I offered to go. Yeah, of course I did. And
Have they
said,
contacted you? Because they're going to need someone to go. So I can, if I speak to any of these people, I can say, Nathan, what's your name? Nathan Thompson.
I already offered to go, and they said, Nathan.
Yeah, but he's gonna help
even
you.
though
He's gonna help you.
travel, Shut up, Kayvon. Even though you travel internationally,
He don't want to go.
I've spoken internationally. I've flown. I've been to South Korea. I spoke at the Denver International Conference. I spoke at the Dallas International Conference. I literally ran the largest flat Earth research group in human history. I've been on Netflix, MSN, National Geographic, Google News, CNN, New York Post, Chicago Tribune, LA Times.
Christ.
And they said, Nathan, you're not popular enough to go. So you can go talk to your friends about, you can pretend all these
They're not
flat
my
earthers
friends.
don't want to go. You can
I don't
pretend
know
that
any
we
of
don't
these
wanna
people.
go,
This
but
is
we
something
offered
I've
to
shown.
go.
Hang on. This is something I've shown an interest in because it's one of the topics we've covered on the podcast, whatever. And we always get this kind of kickback from flat earthers, denial. But then you see the other people, which I don't particularly like either, I'll have to say, right? I don't agree with a lot of the worldviews of the people that always argue with flat earthers at all. But on this thing, when they're saying that this is going to happen now, and we can go and make this observation, which we at least is evidence against models and a globe versus a flat Earth model, what the AE map and stuff, right? So the globe side are all over it, tripping over themselves to go, and no one on the other side wants to go.
No,
That's
don't say
suspicious
that.
to me.
Stop lying to people, bro. I just told you how I offered to go and they denied.
Right, you wasn't in the. I'm not lying to it. This doesn't change. I don't make any money from flat Earth. It's just a conversation. I'm not lying about anything. I've got
Don't
no
say
motivation.
no one offered to go. Because I offered to go.
I didn't say
and they
offered.
said, Nathan, you can't go.
Yeah, no one asked you yet, right? But they've said they've 24 people on each side, and the people they've asked, the first person on the globe side they asked agreed and just went and is making his plans. And they're going through these ridiculous requests of everyone on the other side to just, I need this person to hold my hand. I've got to do this. I need this guarantee. And it's weird to me. Like, I thought when this happened, flat earthers were so sure that this wouldn't be observed that they would be running to it, wanting to be the one. Look, I told you, you fucking idiots. But it's not happening, and it's weird, don't you think?
No, I offered to go. They said no. But here's what happens when they show the sun in Alima and how it works for perspective in the south. It arcs away from you in the north, and it arcs away from you in the south.
But
That's
you didn't
why
answer
they
his
call it-
you didn't answer his question. How
Yeah,
would
I
you
did.
feel if they go and there is a 24-hour sun?
I said Globers live in a make-believe imaginary world where they pretend they have evidence they don't
That
have.
wasn't
and
the
then they ask
question.
How
you
would
if
you
believe it.
feel? How
What do
would
you
you
mean? This isn't
feel
about belief, dude.
if
It's
they
about
went?
evidence. I have
if they
evidence.
went
And it will show the
it.
evidence.
They went
have-
and proved it.
I was in the middle of saying how when they go there, this is what they're going to see because this host is how they model the sun
Okay,
in Alima in the south.
let's change the question up
I'm
a
not.
little
I'm
bit.
talking
No.
about the sun in the south.
Hold on, let's change the
That's
question up a
exactly
little
what we're
bit.
talking
How would you
about.
feel? How would you feel if they did accept you and you went and you saw the 24-hour sun? Then how would you feel?
Again, you're living in a dream world.
Yes,
buddy.
yes, that's what I do. Live in
a
a dream world. It's a
hypothetical. How would you
hypothetical
feel?
question.
Okay. You don't have any evidence yet. So like pretending.
hypothetical. How would you feel?
Care what I would believe? I'm already a flat
That's
earther.
the
and you're
that's the question
interrogating me.
though.
Want to know what I believe? Who cares what I believe?
You're
What can
saying
you
it don't.
Me,
You're
okay.
saying it. How can you not like figure this out? You're saying you don't. It doesn't exist. We're saying, how about if you go and you see it with your own eyes? How would you
of
feel about
course.
it?
If I go with my own eyes and I see it with my own eyes, of course it happens. Of course it's real. Are you guys that deluded?
Yeah, that's
No,
all.
you
That's
are.
all.
We've said this from the beginning. If I went and it's set, I think the Earth's flat. That's it. And I will openly say that I've been lied to. This is fucking weird. What else have I been lied
What
to
the
about?
sun
And why
does
does
has
all your-
nothing
why-
to do with the floor, host?
Why does
But
your
here-
answers have to come with an insult at the end?
Yeah, exactly.
but here,
I'm talking
host.
to you normally.
Here, host, this is what they see when they model the sun in the south. It arcs away from them in the north, and then when it moves towards the Tropic of Capricorn, it arcs away from the observer there also. That's why they call it the Antarctic and the Arctic. In the north,
Yeah, I've heard
it
of
arcs
this.
around the
Arctic means
observer.
bears. Antarctic means no bears.
In the north, it arcs around you, and it ticks like a clock. And that's why they do celestial navigation in arc seconds and arc minutes because we have a wheel in the sky that keeps on turning.
That's
why we have wristwatches and clocks here on Earth. They are
That's a whole
models of
year.
it.
That's the
Kayvon,
whole
can you
year.
stop interrupting? I know you're triggered because you can't prove your
No,
globalism.
it just makes no sense than you're saying. That's
Guy
an
said he got
dilemma.
5
It
to
takes
10
a
minutes
year
left.
to make that, and that's because of the
This
tilt.
guy's impossible, host. You should drop him, dude.
Yeah, because I'm the one that came up here. And
Are you asking flat earthers, or do you want to talk to Kayvon about his cartoon?
Well, I'm asking everybody why this is. Why everyone seems to be scared of this.
I'm not. I told you I offered to go.
Yeah,
I used to run
and
the
I
largest
don't know
flat earth
you,
group
and
ever.
I didn't know any of this. If you're coming here and you're honestly saying to me that you've attempted to go to them, they've told you
I have
no,
the
you're not.
emails.
Right, fine. Then they've got nothing to say. You're not who I'm talking about at all.
Okay, so who cares about those guys? They don't want to go. Who
They're
cares?
the ones that have been asked.
Who cares, bro? They don't want to go. There's no good vegan restaurants in Antarctica. I looked it up. I don't want to go either, but I'll go.
yeah, there's no good any restaurants. What the
That's
fuck?
what I'm saying, bro. It's just a
Who
bunch of
cares?
ice.
Everybody else is doing it. They're not
You
worried
might
about their
see some
diet.
penguins, bro. So I had a moderator for the official Flat Earth and Globe discussion. He went to Antarctica in an icebreaker. They had 1 million pounds of metal in the front of the ship, and they would karate chop through the ice to get through the ice. He said the highest thickness of ice they ever recorded breaking through was 28 feet of ice in a boat. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not excited about breaking through a 2-story thick wall of ice just to get to a freaking tent and sleep with some
But
penguins.
hold on. So your friend went to Antarctica.
Yeah, he's a moderator for the official.
So you
Flat Earth
agree
and
that we
Globe
go
discussion.
past the? So you agree we go past the 60th
I
parallel?
mean, not we. You and I have never held hands. And done anything, Kayvon. You're again
you said
dreaming.
your friend.
You're
So
still
you're
dreaming,
is your
dude.
friend lying?
No, my friend went, but we didn't do
So
anything.
your friend went
And we
past the
are-
60th.
We what do you have, a mouse in your pocket?
So your friend went past the 60th,
Yeah, not you, not me.
but your friend did.
Yes, my friend definitely went
Okay,
to
so you
Antarctica.
can go.
Do you think we think Antarctica is not a real place? Are you joking?
Oh,
But
no,
you
we've
can
never
go.
said you can't go there. We've said
Yeah,
you can go there.
yes,
When-
yes, they all say it.
That's changed recently. I've heard loads of times over the last few years from flat earthers that you can't
No,
go
because
past
what
the
we
60th.
say is freely explore. We cannot freely explore.
His
The
friend went
difference.
over. His friend went over there, and they went through ice and everything. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, with the government. Not like freely exploring. Are you?
But he
missing the
went and
entire
he
point
came
here,
back and
Kayvon?
talked
Are you
to-
even
he-
paying attention to the conversation, sir?
You're not getting it, but he went.
You're not getting. All right, I'm not getting it. So you're gonna gaslight me because you can't even follow a conversation.
So you can go past the 60th though.
Yes, some people
one-
do go past the 60.
I just
Okay,
got
great.
to say, I just
I
got
wanted
to
to
say
make sure we
something.
got
Listen
that.
to this guy, bro. He's
I'm glad-
insufferable, host. This guy
I'm-
does this every day, like for a living.
I'm
Are
glad-
you paid, Kayvon, to talk about globe religion?
I'm on here less than you are by a long shot.
Yeah, I know, right on. Well,
I
I'm
think I spoke
passionate
to
about
Kayvon
sharing
maybe
the-
once before. I'm just going to say I'm really glad that Son of Africa came up because his information is devastating. I'm really glad he joined the chat there.
I have, Horse, my information. Look, Horse, I think you've watched me before, but look, my information, like I debunked the globe, and I know
Why was you mouthing off in the chat and then you come up
I
and
don't-
say absolutely nothing?
Yeah, but that's what I say. Like, look, you still have issues with the curvature, even though if you can have your 24-hour sun in Antarctica,
But I can
right?
debunk. But I
Son-
can
You still
debunk.
have issues with
But
the
son
curvature.
of Africa, there's 1 million flat earth lives going on every day talking about these same topics over and over again. I see you in them all the time. So why do you want to talk about them again? This is a bit different. I'm changing it up a little bit here to kind of ask this question. So you can come on with your curvature and your gravity's fake and everything else, but there's plenty of places you can talk about. I just want to talk about this.
Right, yeah. Horse, I give you that one. I give you that one. That look, if they come back with that 24-hour sun, look, I'll get it. Depends who comes back with
that's
it.
all I'm
Like,
asking.
if Nathan here, Enoch of TikTok goes and comes back with 24-hour sun, I'll 100% accept it.
Cool. Excellent. Me too. Gas still won't.
No, I
Nathan
said, like
doesn't.
I said it would lead. At the present, there was nothing that tells us we're on a globe. Nothing. So at the moment, you say, well, there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. So that would be evidence towards the idea that you're on a globe. It doesn't mean, because you need a body of evidence, which you would have to, which is what Sun is trying to say. You would have to address all of it.
Why don't
Not
you
just-
need a? Why don't you need a body of evidence? Like you don't have a model, you don't have a map, you don't have anything. Why don't you need a body of evidence?
We have plenty of models. What are you
Oh,
talking
there you
about?
go. There you go. No, Gas doesn't. Gas said there is none.
Well, maybe
Which
Gas
one?
isn't
Which one are
aware.
you using?
No, I said I don't have a model, Kayvon. I'm saying anyone else doesn't have. I'm not
Yeah,
speaking
okay.
for
So
everybody.
Enoch, is your model the Gleason map?
It's not my model, and that's not a model. That's a map. What are you
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
Do
even
you
understand what words
subscribe?
mean,
Do you
Kayvon?
subscribe?
Do you ever look up what the words you're using
Do
actually
you subscribe to that map? We're not doing insults. We're not doing
mean? No,
insults.
bro. I'm not a cartographer. I haven't mapped the entire known world. I don't
You
subscribe.
said you traveled. You said you traveled all around the world. Did the paths work out
No,
for you?
I've flown to certain countries to talk about flat Earth. Don't put words in my mouth.
Did they work?
Kayvon.
Did they work out for you?
What do you mean? I didn't use a
sorry,
map.
did those paths work out for you?
Sorry, Nathan. Just quickly to the chat. No one else is coming up. I'm going in a couple of minutes, so there's no point in bringing anyone else up. I'm just going to let this finish.
Yeah,
here,
there's
and
no
then I'm
point in
gonna go.
arguing with Kayvon either. I'm going to dust my feet, host. Thanks for having me up. I appreciate
Exactly.
it.
You can't-
wanna
you
chat,
Thanks for coming up.
Look, he won't even let
So,
me say
Kayvon.
bye, bro. Look at this
That's
triggered
right.
blowhead. But hey, host, if you have any questions about flat Earth, bro, I've heard it all. You can ask me anything you want. If you ever want to set up a podcast, do Q&A with your viewers, happy to help, dude. So
Oh, mate. Cheers.
later, guys. Hey, son, thanks. Gas, good to see you. Love
Catch
you
you
guys.
later, Nath.
Nathan, nice one. So, Kevin, my question is to you: is who told you that the Gleason map is a map for navigation?
Is it a map at all? Does it work for anything?
I'm asking you because you seem like to
Flat
to ask for
Earthers. If I go on your page right now, and go through your videos, I guarantee you that Gleason map would be in like 10 videos.
Right. So I'm asking you, who told you, or which page
You
did
did.
you see that the Gleason
you
map
did.
is used for navigation?
Now
Who?
for navigation, does that map work at all?
I'm asking you. You have to know what's that map
You guys say that pilots use it for navigation. The map the thing uses is
who
the
said
UN
that?
map, which is that.
I want to call him out. I want to fact check him. Who said that?
All flat earthers. So you don't. So you guys.
you are lying.
Even though it's
You're
on your
just
video.
making up.
So
You're
hold on.
just
So
making up.
So you guys don't say you guys use the UN map for navigation on airplanes in the cockpit.
So I'm asking.
No,
which
I'm
flight
asking you.
ever said
you guys-
that they use
Forget
the
trying to
Gleason
get a
map for
personal.
navigation.
Forget trying to get me to pinpoint a person. Do you guys not say that?
I don't. That's why I'm asking you.
You guys
who
don't say
said
that you use that map
We
for
have to make
navigation
this
on
clear now.
airplanes. Okay,
we have
that's
to make
good.
this clear now. We don't use that map. I don't know who mentioned this
Gotcha.
term, but
So the
I
Gleason
can
map.
fact check that.
So which
Let's just
map
make
do
another
you-
quick point. I just
So
thought-
which map do you use for navigation?
Just another quick point. Another reason why host is like flat earthers don't like the idea of leaders, like a flat earth lead. You know, we've all come to
Do
this.
me a favour.
No, but
You are
this
like-
is the problem. This is the problem. Why a lot of people will reject like this based on the fact that we're being
Yes.
told
Can I
that
just
we're being,
can I just
we-
point something out? You have just sat there pissing your pants for the last half an hour. Get Nathan up. Get Nathan up. Get Nathan up. It's we don't like
get
leaders.
Son up, get Nathan up, get a flat earth up, get a flat earth perspective. But what I'm trying to point out is that it just comes to me that like there are no flat earth leaders. We all come to this with our own understanding. We've done our own research and we've come to this to our own understanding. So for you guys to turn around and say, "Well, look, guys, you've got a leader. They're going to go and do something, and then you guys should believe what they say."
Hold on,
Right?
we don't
That's
have a
the
leader.
problem here.
Hold on, you guys said we don't have a leader, and then as soon as they said if it's Enoch that goes over there, would you believe it? Yeah, I would. That's the leader. That's the guy.
Yeah, but it doesn't
That's the
matter
leader.
about that.
You found
It
him.
doesn't matter if one person or
found him
two
for you.
people say that. The point is, as a
found
whole,
him for you.
there are no flat earth leaders.
That's your leader.
the point.
There
Just
are.
found him.
Well, that's why you're going to get a lot of flat earthers saying, well, no, why should I listen to what somebody else says? I've done my own research. I figured it out for myself. That's
As long
the
as
problem
Enoch says
we
it,
have.
it's good.
What was
That's
your own research, Gas? What was it?
So I've been out to the coast. I've looked at, there's a lighthouse that's meant to be obstructed by the curvature. I've been at different heights and it was visible. And I was satisfied that
Refractive index that day?
No, this was a lighthouse. So it was not, the light was meant to, when it flashes 3 times, it was like in the evening, it's meant to be obscured by curvature, but we were able to see the light. Therefore, no curvature.
How did you calculate that?
Yeah, like did you calculate the lumens of that light? Because it's that
Because we
light.
knew the distance
That light
to
you
the
don't just see
lighthouse
it.
from where we were.
Yeah, that light you don't just see it and that's it. It projects.
So that's what I'm just saying. People just go out and do things like that. You can go out, I don't need to argue with about it. I'm saying you can go out yourself, check the globe's radius, and see if there are things meant to be obstructed or not. And then that's how people verify it for themselves. So that's why I say there are no flat earth leaders. There are people who are more outspoken than others, but generally flat earthers don't follow other flat earthers like that, right?
They do.
No, again, if they're more outspoken, yes, we'll listen, but it doesn't mean that because they've said something.
Someone got you into it. You didn't decide one day, I think the earth is flat, let me go and do my own experiments. You
got me
watched
into
Eric
it.
Dubay, didn't you?
No, because when I first heard about it, I thought it was ridiculous, thought it was nonsense.
Oh, I know,
And
I've heard this story.
Exactly, and that's how most people, just like you yourself, thought it was ridiculous, thought it was crazy. Come December,
let me tell you exactly what I did.
You'll be oh my God.
Let me tell you exactly what I did. No, I'm not new to this gas whatsoever, right? We started a podcast. My mate said, I've got a friend that's a flat earther. I said, get him on, that'd be interested. He won't come on because he'll get too triggered, blah, blah. I'm okay, fine. So then I thought, I'm going to look into this. We've done loads of different topics that was nothing to do with that. Bloody UFOs, all this other shit, conspiracy theories. And I thought, right, I really want to get a flat earther. That sounds interesting. Everyone I spoke to was rude as fuck, straight away, immediately. Rude. Do your own research, walk find this level, all this buzz shit they were saying to me. So I'm like, right, okay, I'm going to need to look into this. Then David Weiss contacted me. David Weiss came on the podcast, and because he was so stumbly over the basic questions, I was very early on into learning about it, and he just kept changing everything he was answering. I thought, this doesn't seem right to me. Then I started getting people contacting me, telling me about flat earth, and I thought, maybe it is flat. I don't know anything. I'm not a scientist, anything like that. I'm not done any experiments. And then I started watching loads of debates, loads and loads of debates, listening to loads and loads of evidence, and things like this is what convinced me of a globe. Things like this and the reaction to things like this, the reaction to attempts at actual evidence. One side's all for it and the other side cannot get away fast enough. That is why I'm where I am, right? It isn't to do with, I thought it was ridiculous and now I'm going to look into it and I'll end up a flat earther. I've been down that road.
Yeah, well, most people do think initially, don't be silly, it can't be, that's not possible. And then what happens is they go out, they check out.
I don't care that irrelevant dickheads in the comments shout liar at me. That's exactly what happened. You can go and listen to all my podcasts and follow the fucking journey yourself if you want. It's all there on Spotify. So fuck off.
Yeah.
Carry on.
But when it talks to, like when you talk about having to believe something, it's crazy because Nathan came up here with all that and they convinced him to dress up in a rubber duck suit and that they would magnetize the whole mountain with a VCR and that would prove flat earth. And
What is your problem, Kayvon?
Really went along with it.
What's your problem, Kayvon?
Oh, that's your leader. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's your problem?
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
Are you having a bad life or something? You have to point out other people's lives.
No, they're pointing out people in the chats. I'm just going right back to that. Like, don't get on people for believing.
Constantly poisoning the well.
How is that poisoning the well? Oh yeah, because it's Nathan. That's your.
He's not here.
I don't care. He talks about me on fucking his lives. Like you act like I never seen him. Like he was talking about me now before I even started talking. What the?
There is this thing I've noticed on here, like especially on TikTok, where there's like the globe side and the flat side, and they all just sit around in lives just bitching about each other. Like there is debates and there is some decent conversations, but it's gonna be. I think sometimes it's a bit silly, isn't it? Do we all agree on that?
Yes.
Oh,
they can't get to a resolution. That's why Will hopes this is a resolution because
we can get to a resolution.
This would be massive on our half because again it would be one of the first times something on the ground is going to be done properly, the right way. That's what we always ask for, things to be done the right way.
Okay,
so,
but it's hard when people.
From December the 20th, we'll have enough evidence to debunk the globe.
But it's hard to be honest when things like this, right? Like I've talked to Southern Africa. Southern Africa, what map do you use for navigation?
For navigation, we use which you call from WGIS, which they do it by so they measure the flat Earth, right? They measure
Are you talking
the
about
Earth
the
is measured flat.
84?
Yeah, so they put everything in chunks. So like they measure 100 miles apart is measured flat. So they collect that data and then put together, and then we have the maps. We don't use the globe for navigation.
Okay,
Our
so
maps are based flat.
Okay, so what is the map? Like what is the model that they're using to navigate? Is it the Gleason? Does it look like the Gleason?
The WGIS, if I'm not mistaken,
I understand what that is, and it's fully explainable because they use the globe model. But you're saying no, they're not using the globe model. They're using the Gleason. But then, so what model are they using?
They don't use the globe model. They don't use the Gleason. They collect data by measuring the plane F.
Yes.
So they measure the.
So the way you collect data is you have to have a model, or you have to have the reality to collect data from.
Yeah, exactly, Kayvon. So what the plane surveyors, right? The plane surveyors, they measure flat Earth within 256 kilometers. They assume flat Earth. So with that, plane surveyors, they take that data, and then that's how they make our the maps. So we have topographical maps and everything like that from the plane surveyors.
Okay,
that's how they do their maps.
Okay, good. So now I got to show you something. Give me 1 second.
Have you got it ready, Kayvon? Because I've got to cut maybe 1 minute.
Well, I'm gonna jump on anyway. Thanks for having me, host. It's been a great show.
This is real quick. Can I get
Cheers,
the big
Gas.
screen
Thanks for coming up.
Can I get the big screen real quick?
How do I'd never do lives. Tell me how to do it and I'll give it to you.
That's good. I don't know either. I've never done a live.
No.
Sons of Africa, how do you do it?
So just click his box, click his icon, and then you see a square box, bottom left or bottom right.
Sorry, what? Are you telling me?
Yeah.
You click
Sorry,
my box.
yeah, go on. What do I need to do?
Pause.
Click his box, like his name, and then you see a square box, like to the bottom left or bottom right. It will say expand.
No, it's just took me to top viewers. Expand. Fuck no, I don't know. I can't do it. I ain't got time to figure it out.
Either ways, we'll just do this real quick.
Yeah.
So this is the Gleason map. So I'm using the Gleason map. And have you ever seen like an emergency landings? They always show these flights. Oh, this is a straight flight from here to here. So right here I have from Chile to Sydney, Australia is the green line. And that is 7,300 miles, that green line. Now in the blue circle, I have from Mexico to India. That flight, you can also just book it yourself and figure it out. That flight is 9,400 miles. It is that distance is a lot further than the green. So how would it be possible on flat Earth for that blue line, that's half the size, be longer than the green line, be a longer distance?
Well, that map is not used for distance, Kayvon. So if you're trying to do that map for distance, it's not going to help you.
But you guys use it for the flights. This is the same map you guys use for the flights.
The flat earthers that they use that map for distance, I don't think they're
Hold on. So you're saying from now on, nobody should use the emergency flight landings because every single time you one line to another, they can't because you're saying.
They can, if they want, they can use it due to their research. But due to my research, the Gleason map is not for navigation
or anything. What would it work for? This is the problem. There's the problem with it. I'm gonna give you another problem. Because that green is longer than it's shorter than the blue line. Then all your measurements will be all jacked up like that. Because now the sun, you guys are saying the sun is traveling around the equator 24,000 miles. That seems pretty small if that green is bigger than the equator.
That's a time chart, Kayvon. That's a time chart map.
I know it's a time chart. It measures time and longitude, yes.
Yes, so it's not for distance.
Fucking longitude calculator.
That conversation
Where is the
is
map
not going to
then?
take us.
Where is the map? It's so cowardly. Just get a map.
This is if you go to any flat earther, I guarantee you that they're using this as a map. It's on every one of your guys' page. Matter of fact, I will tag you in your own page, sons of it being used as a map.
Oh, all right. You're welcome to do it.
Okay,
You're very welcome to do it.
Right, he's not Kayvon. He's not going to concede any points here, and I've been on 2 hours now, so I'll
Yeah,
shut
no, it's no
down.
problem.
All right.
But it was a great time. I gotta go too.
Yeah, thank you, Kayvon. Thanks, son, for coming up. I was only winding you up earlier.
Thanks,
so I had a
host.
bit of a laugh at you. And thank you, everyone else come up. Thanks for the chats. Thanks for the follows. Everybody else that was in here. Maybe we'll do another one soon. Cheers. Adios. See you all later.